My name is Godson Gumba from Eldoret, Wasingishu County. So yesterday I was telling you about my battle with cancer, or life with cancer, how it all started, and we left it at a point whereby I went into my house, locked myself, cried for a whole 30 minutes. So that was on 1st of April 2021. So the next day, that was on 2nd now, I was not supposed to take the physical result to the ENT doctor, that is Dr. Makai. Remember I told you about Dr. Makaya, my ENT specialist who was seeing me. So on this second day, I was supposed to take the results to him, and I woke up early enough on that day, and by around 9, I was already in his office in the hospital. So when I took the results to Dr. Makaya, we went through together with him, and he told me it's okay, it is confirmed that the cancer is there. And so he advised me that what we were required to do is to move with speed, so as to start treatment the soonest possible. So at this point in time, he told me to go do a CT scan at MTRH. So I organized for that. At the same time, went to the hospital, did a CT scan, and ideally the CT scan was to locate, or rather to show, the exact point of the tumor, the exact location of the tumor. You know, with cancer, you don't just imagine, or rather assume, that the tumor is located somewhere. So the CT scan was to locate the exact place of the tumor. So I went to the hospital, did a CT scan, the result came out, and it confirmed actually that there was indeed tumor. The tumor was there on my left side of the neck. You remember I told you on my left side of the neck, so the tumor was there. And so when I got the result, I took the result back to him, and I have the results here with me. Maybe if my director could just move closer, a bit closer, so that I show you. So first, if you check here, this is my name, Godson Gumba. So these are the findings, and the most important thing are the impression. You see, number one, we have soft tissue, attenuating heterogeneously, enhancing left nasopharyngeal mass concerning for nasopharyngeal carcinoma with ipsilateral nodal spread. The impression number two, left-sided mastitis. Then number three, we have the right-sided maxillary sinusitis. So that is actually the notes, or rather the result from the CT scan that had showed that the tumor was indeed there. So from there was to, after taking the result to Dr. Makaya, he told me that the next course of action was actually to conduct a biopsy. And biopsy was actually one of the recommendations that came out when I went for the test, for the FNA test. There were recommendations that biopsy was to be done. And the idea, or rather the reason as to why we were to conduct biopsy, was for two reasons. Reason number one is to show the stage of the cancer. You know, we have the stage 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is reason number one, to show the stage of the cancer. Then number two, we were to actually confirm the first findings from the laboratory, confirm that indeed cancer is there. You know, you cannot just from the first finding, cannot just conclude and start with the treatment. So Those are the two reasons as to why we had to conduct the biopsy. And so the process started like immediately. He gave me a letter to take to the hospital so that that is to seek admission into the hospital so that we conduct the biopsy the soonest possible. So that was on second on Tuesday. So on Thursday, after going through the process of admission, I got a bed on Thursday evening. At the same time, I was admitted at MTRH hospital on Thursday because the biopsy was now to be conducted the following day. That was on Friday. So on that Thursday evening, I went through the normal interviews with the doctor. He interviewed me briefly. The anesthetist, they came in the ward, interviewed me, took a brief history of my ailment, and the next day I was taken to the theater for the biopsy to be conducted. So very early in the morning at around 9, I was wheeled to the theaters. And another thing maybe I forgot to tell you is that I was advised to call my closest relative. So in this case, I called my dad. He had to come from up country, that is from Siaya County, because I was told the result, or rather the specimen, was to be divided into two. The first sample was to be taken to the MTRH laboratories, and the second was to be taken to Lancet laboratories. That was for reasons being that the Lancet results were to take a bit shorter time. That is 1 week, 7 working days, and the referral one was to take 3 weeks. So, and remember, I was advised that we should move with speed. So that is the reason as to why we divided the doctor opted to divide the specimen into two. So this second specimen that was being taken to Lancet Laboratories was to be given to the closest family member, which in this case was my dad. So after the specimen were extracted from my nose, actually how the biopsy is conducted, machines are driven through your nose and mouth. Those machines have cameras that are driven through your nose. But of course, during that time you are on anesthesia, so you don't feel it. So the machines are driven through your nose and mouth up to the point of the location where the tumor is. Then some meat, or rather the tumor is pinched a bit, extracted, divided into two. One specimen is taken to referral laboratories. The second specimen is given to my dad to take to the Lancet laboratories. The Lancet laboratories are actually like 400 meters from MTRH hospital, so it was not a big deal. It was not far from where I was. So the specimen is divided. My father is given one sample is taken to MTRH. So after 7 days of waiting, that is the Lancet one. After 7 days of waiting, the results came out, and it indeed confirmed still for another round. That is actually the third round. You remember the first one was FNA, the second one is the CT scan, and now this is the third time. It indeed confirmed that I had cancer, or rather the tumor was there on my left side of the neck. So with me, I have some proofs to show you. Maybe my director, if you could just move closer. Actually, if you look at the topmost part, we have the Lancet Kenya, and we have some notes on the first page. We have some notes here, but this is not very important. The important one is here, the conclusion. You see, stating my name is there, Godson Gumba, and we have the conclusions. Nasopharyngeal carcinoma and keratinizing squamous cell carcinoma differentiated subtype. The test was conducted by one Dr. Charles Wahome. So that ideally is results from Lancet, which I've told you did confirm that I had cancer. and the cancer was in stage 3. It was at stage 3, that is, it was at stage 3. So after the results were out, remember this was after a week after the specimen was removed on Friday, 37 working days. So I take the results again to my doctor, Dr. Makaya, the ENT specialist. I took the result to him, and after going through, he told me that we need to move with speed because there is no turning back again. And one thing the doctor assured me is that in his long time of practice as a doctor, he had come across such cases, and the few cases he know, some had gone through successfully, and he assured me that it will be successful. So at this point in time, there's this norm that cancer is not treatable, but he assured me that I'll get through well. So after that, he was now to connect me to an oncologist, those doctors who now deal with the real issue now, that is the cancer. So he was to connect me to an oncologist, which he did. He wrote me a note to take to an oncologist that he again identified for me, one of the best oncologists in town. So I took the note to the doctor. The doctor went through, and he also told me that the same things that had been told earlier. Cancer is there, and the only thing to do is to move with speed. So guys, at this point in time, I was also to conduct some other test, which he also advised me. This was just to check whether the disease had moved to the internal organs, and this is where now the real trouble begins. If indeed the cancer had gone to other parts of the body. Remember, I've told you the tumor was on my left side of the leg. And again, this time, we want to check if it has moved, if the cancer cells had moved to the internal parts of the body, that is the heart, the lungs, the liver, the kidney. This is where now the real trouble, or rather, the shocking news of the cancer begins. So, guys, up to that point, I want to leave it at that point, and next time I'm going to start it from there. I'm going to pick it from there. I guess you want to know if it had spread to other parts of the body. You want to know that. You will know. For sure, you conducted the test, and you will know whether the cancer cells had spread to other parts of the body. And if yes, how do you handle it? So guys, thank you for that. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment. And for those who want to reach me, you can do so on my Instagram page. I go by the name Still Godson Gumba. So reach me out. Any question, I'll always be ready to answer. So guys, thank you for that. Till next time, have a lovely afternoon.